I know we had to pay a deposit, and that was roughly $32,000.
Just find your why. For us, it was our parents.
And on a month to month, we pay roughly $10,800.
Even if it's for yourself, you want to prove people wrong. Fuck these people. They say I'm going to be a loser for the rest of my life.
Hello everyone, this is Juan with the Villegas brothers here. And so today we are going to be doing a warehouse tour. And so just if you could take a quick look, this is pretty much the warehouse that we moved into. I know we moved in not too long ago, maybe it's only been a month, but we moved into this one, and I know it's significantly a lot better because the other one I know was shared, and there was a lot of issues with the neighbors and just overall issues. And so we moved into this one, and so just follow me and we'll take the tour. So this is the entrance. Before we didn't have offices, but I know this, at least to me, it's a pretty sick warehouse. So we have this, you call it a lobby. That's where we have our internet, couches, our desk, which is just serves so people wouldn't just go straight up here. Yeah, we go in here, there's more offices. This one is kind of our, you could call it recording area, chilling area, because I know one of our, who does social media, I know he uses it to record also, and that's why we have some of the these things, what do you call these, the foams? And then we have more hallway or chairs, and then right here we have where people eat their lunches. I know it's a little bit smaller than the other one, but I know that we could go from office to office to enjoy our food. And then right here is where HR has her office. Handles the back end, also the bookkeeping and whatnot. Has some information, not important, so don't go in there. And then this is where the magic happens. This is where we record our stuff, and so I think it looks pretty sick. Taller, yeah, nothing much to it. I know we're still trying to come up with how it's gonna look like. No.
It's a work in progress because I know we started doing the foam, but one of the things we realized about the foam is that it's separating.
Yeah, it's separating, and I know the backdrop we might be a little bit better off if we do something else or something better looking.
Yeah, but I think for now it's fine.
Yeah, and then I know it's still echoing, so I don't know if the echoes you could hear it, but I know because we have a blank wall, and so that may, cause some of the echoing.
Then we have the other camera. The camera we're using right now, it's not there. We have the light setup over here. This is, if anyone is interested, it's a Aperture 300D Mark II, or I don't know if it's a Mark II, but it's a 300D too. It's pretty good lighting. I'll turn it on and we'll see the difference. Turn off the light.
Turn it off, going off now.
Yeah, so it does bring good power, and I know it produces even more power. But yeah, that's the whole setup right now. Well, one of the questions I would be interested is, how much are we paying for the warehouse? Because I know it's a decent sized warehouse. Yeah. We have a lot of things.
And we're in LA.
Which
is one of the, I think there was not a study, but there was this article that came out that LA is the second most expensive city in the world. In the US, if you count for income. So income to expenses, I think is the second most expensive. But I know that when we moved in, I know we had to pay a deposit, and that was roughly $32,000. Yeah. And that's just, it's a deposit, we paid that $32,000, and on a month to month, we pay roughly $10,800. And so then that's one of the things that we also had to look at. We had it, and the lease is 3 years. So imagine paying $10,800 for 3 years. That's roughly $388,000 by the end of the lease that we have to pay. And so I know that's something that we had to commit to, and something that we knew that that's cash that's gonna go out of the business. And so I know at some point the goal would be to purchase, warehouse, to still at least move money or have some equity in because that's money that we're never gonna see again. That's money that we're never going to see again. So yeah, that's pretty much the cost of the just the rent, because I know there's still utilities like electricity, water, but the water isn't expensive. The one that might be a little bit expensive is the electricity, but even then it's not that expensive. So to run all our machines, to computers, another machine, and then sometimes we charge the cars that we do have. It's roughly $400 to $500 a month.
Yeah, which I think it's a lot less than the other warehouse.
Here it's a lot less, but the other one we also shared.
Yep.
So it's roughly that. And then aside from that, I know there's still like insurance that we had to pay, which is not that expensive. I think it's like $1,200 a month, which is, a year, which is roughly $100 a month. I know that's relatively speaking, but that's what we pay for insurance. And then I know there's, at least for the warehouse, that's it when it comes to utilities, the rent. Because I know they're still more expensive when it comes to like workers comp.
Yep.
And then, the payroll taxes, so there's still a lot more. But yeah, that's pretty much the cost of the warehouse. But yeah, those are the offices, and now we're gonna go into the main work area. And so right now we'll visit the production area. First, let's go to the workout area, which is very small and minor. But I know in time it'll probably get better. And also because this one, there's no separation of like, the workout or where we work out or used to work out to the work area. So we just have that, our work area. And then this is some of the places where we have our excess inventory. And I don't know, this is the printers that at some point we were gonna use a good amount, but I know we never got to the point. And then I know maybe in the future we'll get to the point, but that's the one we got. And that one was kind of expensive. It was almost the price of a car. It was roughly like 18 grand, if you remember.
Yep.
And so probably at that point it wasn't the best decision. And so we have some of our excess stock, some of our vinyl. This is where we make our paint protection film kits. This long table, 'cause sometimes the kits are pretty long, like 20 feet or so. This is where we have our little, not accessories, but tools that we sent along with the kits. So we follow. Oh, okay. And then let me just talk about this one. This was another expensive piece of equipment. It was roughly like another car. Also, it was like 30. And so I know this one, we use it to transfer tape a lot of our decals. And this makes it a lot better for the customer because it leaves a lot more cleaner and consistent, you could say, squeegee across the decal, so it's a lot better. It's a lot easier on the hands also. And that's one of the things we really worried about too, or really care for, is when our people are working on it, so that make it so that it's not so taxing on the body. And so I know that this helps a lot. And so that's one of the reasons why we got it. And I know a lot of people don't like it, or some people don't like it yet, but I know in time, through force, they'll like it. And so like I was talking about the paint protection film, and then this is where we have more of our, I think people make tints here, or transfer tape. And then these are our machines, the bad boys, the Graphtex, the FC9000. I know this is, I think, the best and biggest from Graphtec. I know it was roughly like 10 each. And then I know we have our take-up systems, but this is our setup here. We have 1, 2, 3, and then I know we have a fourth one in the design team, which I know we'll talk about it in a bit. Yeah, one of the things that it's not motivation per se, but you don't look like a business owner.
Well, because I look like a frijol?
Kind of, but you're young, and yeah, we don't have like that business like when you went to go work for someone, they were older, they were Persian, they were Jewish, they were white, they were Asian, and so you don't look like a business owner. So like and I know, like, just looking at everything, like I would say we've come a long way from where we started. A long way. And so what are some of the things that you can say, like, or not even say to motivate, but what do you think got you to this place?
Yeah, and to answer your question, I know we talk about it a lot, and especially in the podcast, but more than anything, find your reason why you want to do this. Because I know we started for our parents. That was the first thing. Even after out of high school, we did side hustle after side hustle, and it was for our parents. Find your why, and then be able to execute on the things. So like start doing, I know, like if you're gonna do a service-based business, like if you're gonna do gardening, or if you're gonna do detailing, or if you're gonna do trash removal, something service-based or even product-based, just actually like do your research, but don't just wait for the right time to actually implement the things that you're gonna do. Just start it right away, because that's how we started. We didn't know what we were doing. When we started with the clothing business, like the first business that we had, I know that we got things off of liquidations, and then we didn't know what we were doing. We're like, we try to keep our expenses low, so we moved into a storage unit. And then after that, like we just try to minimize everything. So I think more than anything, it's just find your why. For us, it was our parents, giving back to them everything they gave for us. After you find your why, do your research and just start implementing. Like, you don't have to be perfect. Like, you're gonna mess up a lot of times. We messed up a lot of times. We got into debt, but just find the reason why you're doing it and just execute. That's all I could say.
Each person has their own cart, makes it a lot easier to find their own tools. More of our work area, more a graph tech. And then right here is where we have a little graph tech. And then this one was the one that started it all. Our graph tech, our small graph tech, that's how we started the business.
Yep.
And this pushed us to where we are now. Like, cause if you look at the entirety of the warehouse, I would say it's a pretty good size. And I know that, yeah, I think it's a good size. I'm kind of proud of it, but you know, it is what it is. You know, this is what started it all, and so I know from that we added 3 more, and so these are the rest, 3 more, and then this is the leakage. I don't know if you want to show that, but I know it leaked, and I know we have to take out some of the water. So after we record, we're gonna have to take out some of the water. But then here's some of our vinyl that we use, some Oracle, more of the work area. This is some of our excess inventory, and then a lot more inventory. And then I know right there is where we keep some of our packaging stuff, and so this allows us to not always have everything on the floor, which makes it which makes it so that we have more room. So yeah, we just received a couple Uline packages or shipments, some boxes, paper mart. We use paper mart and Uline. And then right here is where we do most of the measurements for the vehicles. We have 2 people working on them at all times. This is the other graph tech I was talking about. And so yeah, so the graph tech, this is another graph tech I was talking about. And then pretty much people just work on it. We have our tables, and pretty much where everything is done, their computers are right here. So they're working, the car's there, and so it's a good flow of that they have. And so let me just also show you before we go to the recording area. This is where we have our, what would you call it, our storage room? Storage, because we don't have light here yet, but this is where people cook their food, our fridge, and then where people put their stuff. So pretty good area, I would say. Turn this off. Yeah, and as far as that goes, we do have cameras, we do have alarm systems. So the camera's there, so if anyone does try to steal, they won't be able to. So yeah, I know someone put up their small Christmas tree. What else can I say? Our panels are there. Yeah, and then I don't know if you want to talk about the rest.
So I know Juan already showed you most of everything. I know the last thing is where we record everything. I know we have one of our installers recording the video, so we don't have to anymore. So we're not focusing within the business. We also got a Taycan. So we got this Taycan September. I know we made a few videos doing PPF. So pretty much the whole process when it comes to recording, just how exactly the Taycan is, we bring in the car that we just did the measurements on, and then we do installation videos for the customers, for the products that people buy from us. Because I know it is difficult, like when you're not used to working with something and then like you don't know how to go about it, so it's a lot easier watching people do it. That's why we create installation videos. And yeah, we wanted a clean background. I know Juan put the American flag, and I know one thing is to prevent distractions from other workers. That's why we created what is it called, the sabanas? Not the sabanas.
Curtains, right?
Curtains, yeah. And then right here is everything for our media.
Yeah, but don't try to steal because we have alarms.
We have alarms. But I mean, if anyone is interested in like the media stuff, I know I am. I don't think Juan is, but
no.
So we have everything when it comes to we try to label everything. So when it comes to the filming cameras, the mics, the lenses, and then we have backup storage because we do create a lot of videos. Well, we create like 4 to 5 videos a day, Monday through Thursday. So that's a lot of footage. So that's why we have backup drives. We have a few gimbals here and there, and then the 2 cameras, which we didn't go overboard with it. We just wanted something simple, so those are very simple vlog cameras. So yeah, everything is set up here. Whenever we need to film a video, we just grab the stuff and then just start recording. Then over here we got the tripods. I don't know if you want to show it, but everything is so simple. We try to make everything clear and cut. I don't know if Juan showed you the restrooms yet.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So
and these are the roll-up gates. We have 2 of them.
Yeah. So we'll show you the outside now, but these are the restrooms.
No.
Do you recommend anyone, or what would you recommend for someone wanting to, they're starting their business, it's going good?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to get a warehouse. I want my own place.
Yeah, and so with that, you had to see if it makes sense. Because if you're killing it, being mobile or not having a warehouse, I would say do that as long as you can until you feel like you need to, or you feel forced to get a location, because that's something that that's money that you're never going to get back. And so and I know that's one thing that if you could prolong it as much as possible, I would say go ahead and do it. But if you are looking for it, then definitely I recommend working with the realtor, because I know that's something that really helped us in this one, because it also takes the time away from having to focus on, like talking to the landlord, this and that, and then allows us to focus more on the business. And so that's something that really helped us. But and even if you don't, like, pretty much this was the only one that we've used a realtor with. The previous ones we've gone one-on-one with the landlord, and it's pretty simple. There's you could go on Craigslist, you'll find some.
Yep.
On and then I know there's LoopNet, which is another big one, and then I know there's showcase.com, which is somewhere where you can find it. And I think just finding the most appropriate thing for your warehouse, and then being excited and seeing something that is big and it looks good, and going for it, I think it's just whatever makes sense for your business. And so
because the way we started, we didn't start from a warehouse. I know we started from the living room, and then we had to pack up everything because we lived there. And then from there we moved on to a storage unit. We moved on to it was like small incremental steps. So I would recommend just take little by little.
Definitely. Like I think this is 18 feet or no?
The ceiling,
less.
No? Well, because those are 12 feet, no? Like the racks.
12 feet. Oh, you're right. So they're like 15 feet. Yeah, so it's like 15 feet. So we got 15 feet clearance. I know in the other one we probably had like closer to 20. Yeah. Or it was pretty high. Yep. And I know like overall the surface area is bigger than the other one, but I know it looks smaller because of the height. Yeah. So it's roughly about like 15 feet. It gives us enough space to put some stuff on the top, which we have. This is our shipping area where our people, which they're not ours, but well, our people, because we're part of them. They ship us a lot of shipments. They just call it, and some of our Oracle. And so we try to have everything as streamlined as possible. So because if you notice, we have our inventory on the site, or pretty much on the behind the cutters, and then from that it goes in a process. The raw material goes to the cutters to make the product, and then it goes to the packaging area. So everything is really like how do you call it? There's a flow to it. Yep. And then after they're done, they shipping station, and then it's out the door, which it goes out through there, which it goes out through that one. And so we try to make it so that it's as streamlined as possible and as efficient as possible, both for like the customer to get it out as soon as possible, and also for pretty much people working here. It makes it a lot easier, and there's not a lot to think about. Our other restroom is right here. And now this was kind of like just by chance, because there wasn't meant to be any men's restroom or boys restroom or women's restroom, but it just turned out to be that case, because most of the people working for us or working with us in production are women, and the other are men. It was just it just happened, and since it's there, right here they work, they just use this, and then when we're there they just use that, and it just happened to be that way. It wasn't intentional, but we could use any restroom. It doesn't really matter. I don't even know why I'm talking about restrooms, but it is what it is. And then out here, this is something that we didn't have before. And this is our parking.
Private parking, basically.
Private parking. Like you can see, where we have our trash, which I think we need to check if the trash came. Yep. That where we park some of our cars when we're working on some of the vehicles. I know sometimes we have to park the Taycan outside. And then right here is where we cut some of our rolls, because some of our rolls come in 60 inches, but sometimes we need to cut it down to 12 or 24. And so this is where we cut it. This is our ramps, which we haven't used in a while. This is this is someone's car that we just let them park it here. I know they're working on it. At some point it's gonna work, but it's work in progress. And a parking lot, a few people park here, trash goes there, and that's pretty much it. Our 2 roll-up gates, our small door. That's pretty much it. I know, well, at least for me, it's definitely a lot better than the other warehouse, because it's just all to ourselves. The neighbors aren't noisy, and then also there's a lot more outlets, which is something that we were lacking in the other warehouse, because we're more of manufacturing, you could say, rather than distribution and stuff like that. So we didn't need that height, but we didn't need that work area, those outlets. And so definitely a big improvement. And I know a lot of people, and pretty much everyone likes it, prefers it more, because then we also have a convenience store pretty close by, and so that's always a plus. But yeah, that was pretty much a tour of the warehouse. And so that's pretty much it. I know you're gonna take some B-roll, or pretty much you're gonna show the entirety of the warehouse, but that's for me, it kind of it doesn't astonish me or impress me, but the fact that we were able to do this, it's kind of there's no reason. And you see how he looks, how Alexis looks. You see how, and being able to accomplish, and it's not big accomplishments because I also don't want to put ourselves high up because really, anyone can do it.
Yep, for sure, anyone can. I mean, we did it. We're on DACA.
Yep.
I don't know if that matters or anything, but just coming from...
There's a lot of limits because even when, the PPP or the COVID loans, we didn't qualify.
We didn't have access to it. We saw other people, other business owners,
yep.
we know, like they got like big loans and, like that pushed their business to the next level. But it's just, we're taking it one step at a time. And that's the thing I think about is that we're not flashy or we're not anything, more than anything, we're private people. We're more reserved. But yeah, I mean, look at me. I don't like to dress up or anything. I know you don't either. I have $25 Amazon shoes that I wear. Yeah, just take it one step at a time. It will happen. You just got to commit to it. Just have that persistence to continue doing it and always have that why. Even if it's for yourself, you want to prove people wrong. Like, fuck these people. They say I'm gonna be a loser for the rest of my life. Like I talk bad, I stutter, I don't look the part or whatever. But like they call you out, or if you're doing it for your parents, if you're doing it for yourself, if you're doing it for your wife, or if you're a woman, your husband, your kids, just make it happen for them.
Yes.
More than anything.
One last question. Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. No, we were born in Mexico. We came here early, but yeah. It's just, even to this day, we still don't know what we're doing. We know how to get to this point to where we got, but I think moving forward, we don't know the process. We don't know the steps. And like we ourselves, we're still figuring it out. And just like anything, like no one's going to have the answers. You're going to have to come up with your own answers and just make it happen for your why. But no, that's pretty much the warehouse tour. I know Juan gave a really good warehouse. I tend to stutter a little bit more, but it was the warehouse tour. If you guys do want to see anything regarding anything in the warehouse, let us know, because I know I find things interesting when it comes to like the media side or the equipment side, or even if you guys want to see the cutters, or if you want to talk, if you guys want to see more business stuff, then we will go ahead and share it too. Just let us know what you want to see, because we don't know what you guys want to see. We have our own interests and whatnot. And but yeah, this was the warehouse tour, and let us know what you guys want to see. But with that being said, we appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.